This is a Vivo X Fold5, a truly remarkable and innovative device. I make sure to do a full 100 sit-ups every single day, then take 100 invigorating cold showers, plus an additional 10 hours of intense cold endurance training. After a year, you'll end up with a Vivo X Fold5. A year later, Vivo has launched its new generation of large foldable phone, the Vivo X Fold5. Along with the product number, my curiosity about it has also grown. So how does the Vivo X Fold5 actually perform? Let me keep you in suspense for now. Watch this video, and you'll get the answer. Thanks to the success of the X Fold3, the Vivo X Fold5 largely continues the previous generation's design, with only some updates in the details. The outer screen is now slightly curved, the metal frame has a subtle arc, and the fluctuation in the upper right corner of the mute switch has been transformed into a multifunctional button. You can now set it to control the camera, flashlight, or keep its original mute function. The back is now made of a single piece of glass, and there are 3 color options available. The official names for the colors are Attitude, Clarity, and Ease. They've really nailed the wordplay with these names. As for the unfolded form, it looks just like its sibling. Just looking at the front, can you tell which one is the Vivo X Fold5? What's different this time is that Vivo has made major software updates. In addition to the split screen mode that everyone has, on the Vivo X Fold5, you can have up to 5 apps open at the same time in the foreground. Vivo calls this feature the Atomic Workbench. iPad users might find it similar to Apple's Stage Manager, but I think this feature has its own unique considerations and trade-offs. An 8-inch screen, while large, still has its limitations that can't support more than 2 large windows. If you want to achieve true multi-window functionality, something like the Atomic Workbench is the most reasonable approach. Foreground tasks are operated in adaptive large windows, while background tasks are placed in small side windows, saving you the time of switching between them. When you need to use multiple apps in tandem, this setup is the most efficient. It could truly be called a productivity powerhouse for light office work. Although it's called a workbench, its uses go far beyond just work. In addition to editing documents, using DeepSeek for assistance, and keeping an eye on workgroup chats, we've also developed some everyday applications for it. You can check the weather while booking tickets, solicit opinions while recording your itinerary, open Youku and IQIYI at the same time, and even have our channel open as well, physically skipping ads altogether. Of course, a single phone can't possibly cover all office needs, so this time Vivo has also added collaborative office features, and it's almost fully compatible with the entire Apple ecosystem. In addition to native support for the full suite of Apple products like Mac, iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods, you can also directly access iCloud to upload and download files. Aside from not having the Apple logo, it's practically the perfect companion for Apple devices. To sum it up in one sentence, I'm not here to break up this family, I'm here to join it. The collaboration between the Vivo X Fold5 and Mac can be divided into 2 modes. The first is using the Vivo X Fold5 as a secondary display for your Mac. This feature isn't new, there's a similar function on the iPad, but it essentially only makes use of the phone's screen. So this time, Vivo has upgraded it with a second mode, keyboard and mouse collaboration. Once you enable the keyboard and mouse collaboration feature, your phone remains your phone. But now your keyboard and mouse can cross the screen boundary to control your phone. Organizing your desktop, sending and receiving messages, viewing phone files and browsing apps that don't have web versions, these are all things that a simple secondary display can't do. You can even flip the script and use the Vivo X Fold5 as the main controller for your Mac, dragging and dropping files in one step. If you're a student or a dedicated worker who not only wants to avoid using your phone, but also needs to exercise self-control, the collaboration feature can come in handy. Task continuity allows you to transfer calls and messages from the X Fold5 to be displayed on your Mac. This way, you won't end up unlocking your phone because of a spam text and then spend 2 hours watching short videos. In addition to collaborating with Mac, the Vivo X Fold5 also supports collaboration with iPhone. With Vivo Share, you can transfer calls, messages, and app notifications to the Vivo X Fold5 for viewing, which helps maximize your iPhone's battery life. Even if your iPhone does run out of battery, the Vivo X Fold5's equivalent 6,000 mAh battery capacity is more than enough to reverse charge your iPhone or serve as a hotspot. You don't even need to open the Vivo X Fold5. You can directly enable the portable hotspot from your iPhone. Weighing just 217 grams, it can serve as an ultralight combination of a power bank and mobile Wi-Fi. And when it runs out of battery, you can even use your iPhone to charge it back. It's important to note that charging back and forth like this isn't a universal solution. Frankly, the iPhone's battery life and signal have always been its weak points. On the bright side, when the iPhone and Vivo X Fold5 are together, they're an unbeatable combo. So just how ruthless is the Vivo X Fold5 this time? It didn't even spare the Apple Watch. As the first Android phone to connect with the Apple Watch, its level of integration is surprisingly high. Checking phone notifications is a given, but even fitness ring data can be synced to Vivo Health, though it can't be synced back the other way. This means that sometimes when your Apple Watch is charging and you take your Vivo X Fold5 with you to the bathroom, you come back and hey, data doesn't match up anymore. In terms of imaging, the Vivo X Fold5 has inherited the essence of the Vivo X200 Ultra, focusing on telephoto capabilities. The one in the upper left corner is a periscope telephoto camera with an equivalent focal length of 70 millimeters. While it doesn't quite match up to flagship models, it's already very impressive for a foldable phone. The narrow field of view of the telephoto lens automatically filters out distracting elements, making it easy for beginners to take decent-looking photos. When traveling, an excellent telephoto lens lets you avoid crowds and capture just the background and your subject. With the unique spatial compression effect of the telephoto lens, the subject and background appear closer together, making it easier to create a sense of storytelling. Combined with the 3 preset color styles and the negative film style, you can easily shoot artistic cinematic photos. In contrast to the artistic vibe, Vivo has put a lot of effort this time into making the Vivo X Fold5 the only foldable phone with triple protection waterproof, dustproof, and hole-proof. If you want to see some more extreme tests, give a like and drop a coin, you know what I mean. On top of its triple protection, the Vivo X Fold5 also holds another really cool title, the world's lightest large foldable. The titanium version of the Vivo X Fold5 weighs only 217 grams without a case, breaking the previous record of 219 grams held by the Fold 3. Literally, it's lighter and stronger. Inside, its performance tuning shines. In its folded form, the Vivo X Fold5 achieved 120 FPS during online gaming tests, maintaining stable performance with almost no fluctuations. Power consumption was just 3.4 watts, effortlessly low. When unfolded, the improved graphics quality causes power consumption to rise to 3.9 watts. But thanks to better heat dissipation, the device temperature is not much different from when it's folded. The frame rate remains very stable, with an average of 119.86 FPS. In everyday use, there's not much difference in battery life between the folded and unfolded modes. After a 5-hour battery test, the unfolded mode only used 3% more power. The heat generation is also basically the same, with the only difference being whether the front or the back is slightly cooler. The charging performance is quite impressive. With ADW fast charging, even in the relatively slower folded mode, it can reach 68% in just 30 minutes, and fully charge to 100% in 46 minutes. No wonder it's called the iPhone's power bank. The Vivo X Fold5 offers equally impressive quality on both its inner and outer screens. The maximum screen brightness reaches 800 nits, and the peak brightness can go up to 1,800 nits. In both standard and vivid modes on the inner screen, the sRGB and P3 color gamut coverage can exceed 98%. The outer screen performs even better, with both color gamut coverage rates reaching over 99%. Now, let's return to the question we posed at the very beginning of the video. What score would you give the actual performance of the Vivo X Fold5? Personally, I'd like to give it a high score as encouragement, not because of the product's own iterative upgrades, but because Vivo, through a series of collaborations and optimizations, has expanded the possibilities for the large foldable category. In fact, even before Apple releases a foldable iPad, the Vivo X Fold5 might be the ideal companion for Apple users that meets the need for a large screen while still fitting easily into your pocket. Alright, that's all for our coverage of the Vivo X Fold5 in this episode. Don't forget to check out our mini program with the same name. If you found this information helpful and beneficial, please feel free to follow our channel, like this video, save it for future reference, and share it with your friends and colleagues. This has been YLab, and I am your host, Sharon. We look forward to seeing you again next time.